Hey guys, what's up? It's Steve. So it is now 2019. I hope you guys had some really great holidays, some really just good rest and relaxation time with family and friends. I certainly did. So right before the holidays, I finally got around to picking up my first sous vide cooker. So I got the Chef Steps Joule, not sponsored by them. I paid for it with my own money. And so this year I want to start experimenting with a lot of sous vide cooks. So cooking things sous vide first and then finishing them on a grill or smoker outside. So for the first cook here on my channel with sous vide, we're gonna do some baby back ribs. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I have a nice rack of loin backs, AKA baby backs I got from Publix. Now I have cut this rack in half so I can get each half in my sous vide bags. My bags aren't big enough to fit this whole rack. So this is incredibly simple. Use whatever liquid you want for a binder. Some people use mustard. I've even heard of some people using mayonnaise. A lot of times I'll just use a little bit of olive oil like this. And this is just going to create a surface that our rub will adhere to. All right. And then today I'm going to be using the Eat Barbecue 0 to Hero rub. I've been using a ton of this, mostly on chicken. It's a sweet rub, but it's just got a lot of flavor and it works really well on pork too. So we're just gonna go ahead and get these dusted up nice. And since they're cut in half, I wanna flip them up and make sure I get those end pieces like that. All right, and that's all we gotta do. All right guys, so this is my Weston vacuum sealer I've had for years now. I've shown it in older videos before. I previously had gone through a couple of the cheaper versions and finally just bit the bullet and bought this guy. It's definitely a good bit more expensive than some of the other ones out there, but this thing is a beast and has never let me down, and it just does an excellent job. I'll put a link in the video description if you want to check it out. So here are this is one half of the rack of ribs. I just got these two. And so we're just gonna go ahead and lift this up and get these sealed. Right, and there we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one, and that's all we gotta do. All right guys, so here we are. I've got the Chef Steps Joule in a stock pot here. I do have a large plastic container on order that I'm gonna be doing my sous vide cooks in moving forward, but a stock pot like this works just fine. So I've got the temp set to 150, and what I'm gonna do with this setup is just drop both of these half racks in here, kind of fold the bags over just a little bit, and then I'm just gonna take a clothespin and clamp that down on the side just like that. And that's gonna keep that in place. So we're gonna let this go for 24 hours and then we'll pick back up tomorrow. All right guys, so it has been 24 hours and I just pulled these guys out of the sous vide setup. I'm just gonna cut these open. We're gonna do a little toothpick test here to check the tenderness. These are gonna be insane tender. Woo. Go ahead and get this one out too. Oh my gosh. All right, where did I put that toothpick? All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and just look at that. Oh my gosh, that's like butter. Woo! All right, so those are good to go. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna step outside. I've got the Recteq Stampede fired up. We're gonna hit these with 30 minutes of smoke, and then I'm gonna sauce them for about 10-15 minutes. All right guys, so I've got the Recteq Stampede set to 225. And we are just gonna Put these two halves right here. And we're gonna let these go for 30 minutes, and this smoke is gonna just adhere to the wet surface of these ribs, and that's all it's gonna take. It's just 30 minutes for a nice little smoke flavor. All right guys, it has been 30 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and hit these guys with some sauce now. And I'm just gonna let this caramelize a little bit for just about like 15 minutes or so, maybe 20, we'll see. Again, the ribs have been done for a long time. All we're doing with this outside smoke session is just kind of hitting them with some smoke and then getting some sauce on them. Incredibly simple cook, easy to do. We're gonna go ahead and get the lid shut, and then we're gonna pick back up in the kitchen. We'll check these guys out. All right guys, I went ahead and sliced these up. Let's go ahead and take a look. This one looks good right here. Can just see how amazing that looks. Now, you're not gonna see that kind of typical deep smoke ring, but that's okay because they do have some smoke flavor from that 30 minutes, but you can see how tender these are. I'm just kind of barely pushing on it there with my thumb, and it's just incredibly tender. Let's go ahead and give these a try. All right, let's go ahead and try this out. Big old fatty, amazing looking rib here. That is unreal tender. I can definitely taste a little bit of that smoke flavor. So some of you guys that might like a lot of smoke flavor, that's probably gonna be the only downside of cooking ribs this way, but I can definitely taste it. The tenderness is just unbelievable. The meat still had a little bit of bite. It didn't just drop straight off the bone, had a little bit of bite. So these are gonna be a crowd pleaser for sure. So definitely check this out. Keep an eye on my channel because I'm gonna be doing some more sous vide cooks in the coming weeks. And I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you again soon.